Nick Baldwin for SevereMMA here with UFC bantamweight Cole Smith, who made his debut a couple months ago in Ottawa. He defeated Mitch Gagnon by decision. Cole, I spoke to you after the fight, but now, couple months being a UFC fighter, how does it feel? How was that win, and does it still feel a little surreal?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, Getting to go to the PI, that's probably the best part of it. All the free meals and shit. So, I mean, being called a UFC fighter is pretty sweet. So,
From the sounds of it, it feels. I mean, it seems normal, right?
yeah, of course. I mean, I set out as a kid to be a professional athlete, but I didn't know I was going to be a professional fighter. I tried all the other sports, soccer, when you're 6 years old, and basketball and all that stuff. But, I'm glad that I found my groove with MMA and became a professional MMA fighter.
Was this the right time to make your debut with the UFC?
Of course, I won. It couldn't have been a bad time, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a great time, man. I feel like I'm a little bit older to make my debut. I was 30 years old, so I was kind of a little bit more mature and right in the head, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. So, yeah, I think it was a perfect time.
Has your life changed over these past 2 months of being a UFC fighter? Is this the same Cole Smith that last year, 2 years ago? Same guy or different?
Exactly the same, dude. Everything's been pretty much the same. I think I'm always going to be the same guy. Just keep it level, keep it normal, and yeah.
Looking back on that win over Gagnon, were you satisfied with it? Were you happy with it? What were the takeaways? What can you learn from it? Obviously, you won, so it was a good performance. But were there any takeaways that you could have done something better? Could have done something different? Were you happy with it?
Yeah, I could have choked him out. That would have been a little bit better, you know what I mean? So definitely going to have to work on my back control, but I got to work on some things clearly. It was a great fight for me, but there was definitely things that I had to work on. So I got in the gym, and I've been working on those things, and hopefully it'll show in the next fight.
We're here down in Las Vegas. You've been training at Xtreme Couture. How long have you been down here?
Just about 2 weeks. I'm leaving on Sunday, so it'll be 2 weeks then, and everything's been fantastic, man. Training with Jeremy Kennedy and all the boys out at Xtreme Couture, and I stopped by Syndicate, and the PI again is just an amazing facility, man. I don't understand how more UFC fighters don't take advantage of the PI. It's just an absolutely unreal facility. Everyone who works there is fantastic. They're super polite and friendly, and all the free meals you can have. It's great, man. It's great.
So you're still back home in BC. Is the plan to do your camps down here in Vegas, across between Extreme, Syndicate, PI, or what's sort of the plan moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good fighters in my city at the moment that it's kind of easy to stay there, but I think it's just easier to clear my head out here. I can stay on, what's the word? Schedule.
There we go.
Yeah, schedule. I can stay on an easier schedule out here. You know what I mean? I train, I go to the PI, I go back to the gym, I go back to the PI, I go home. And when you're at home, I gotta drive an hour and a half to the gym. There's lots of little things that get in your way, so it's a lot easier to do your camp out here and kind of keep your mind straight.
UFC Vancouver is coming up on September 14th. You're not on the card yet officially, but is there any chance? I mean, there's no way you're not on this card, right?
Yeah, I'm not officially on the card yet. I don't have an opponent yet, but I think there's going to be some good news coming my way pretty soon. I can't imagine me not being on the card. My town of Squamish has been fantastic to me, so I can't imagine them all not coming out in numbers. So it wouldn't make much sense for me not to be on that card.
It really wouldn't. Have you been in touch with the UFC? I'm sure you've had some communication saying, let's get me on this card.
Yeah. Of course, I've been pushing my managers, and my managers, Jason House at Iridium, they're fantastic. They've been absolutely great with me. I can't say anything but positive things about them. If Iridium comes knocking, you better answer the door, man, because they do great things. He's been pushing to get me on the card, so yeah, he usually does pretty well with that kind of stuff.
Where would fighting at a UFC event in Vancouver rank among like certain dreams in the sport and sort of bucket list items? Where would UFC Vancouver rank for you?
Definitely at one of the tops. I mean, I've had a lot of good experiences in my life. I just got back from Japan. I was at the Ryzen event. That was fantastic. That was one of my best experiences in my life. But of course, getting to fight in front of my family and friends, and in the best promotion in the world, the top promotion with the best fighters in the world. I mean, that's got to be up there.
even though you're not on the card yet with an opponent, are you almost starting a camp like as if you were on this card already?
Yeah, as soon as I heard that it's looking good that I'm going to be on it, of course, my motivation skyrockets. I've been hitting the bag a little bit harder, and yeah, I feel like my camp is going to start anytime now.
Well, Cole, appreciate you taking the time, and if you do get on that card, which I don't know why you wouldn't, best of luck on September 14th.
Thank you.